Happy Monday, everybody! You know what that means. Go grab your favorite cup of hot cocoa, a few of your favorite cookies, pull up a chair, and sit and chat with me a while in today's episode of Cocoa and Cookies. How are you guys doing today on this Monday to start off the week? Can you believe it is the 15th of February already? It's like, where is this year going? It's almost like Christmas didn't even happen this year. Did any of you guys feel that way? It's like it came and left in such a hurry, and now here we are past Valentine's Day. Unbelievable. But speaking of that, how was your Valentine's Day? Did you guys do anything special with your significant other? I know this year we weren't able to do anything yet because it fell on Sunday. And of course, you guys know that's the busiest day of the week for us with ministry obligations and church responsibilities. So our intention is to celebrate tonight. So not sure if that's going to happen or not. I have been having some issues down here with my gums. If you guys have been following the channel very long, then you will remember back in October during Vlogtober, I took you guys to the dentist with me and I had some dental work done, and I don't know if that dental work is causing some issues or if it might just be that something is irritating my gums. I'm not real sure, but it has been a miserable weekend. Let me just tell you that. So I'm trying to do some things here at home that I think could help before I try to call and get back in to see her, because if it's just an irritated gum, then I should be able to handle that on my own. Not real sure. So if I'm not feeling much better this afternoon, then I may wait and ask him if we can just do it tomorrow. We'll have to kind of play it by ear and see how that goes. But if I am feeling better, then we will go out to dinner tonight and celebrate Valentine's Day. So tell me, what did you guys do? Did you go out to dinner? Did you cook a nice romantic dinner at home? Or what did you do? Let me know. Other than that, not a whole lot really happening around here. Actually, I take that back. We did have a big yard sale this weekend, kind of trying to get some more things cleaned out of the house and get some income. I gotta tell you though, I usually don't do yard sales because I despise them with everything in me. I hate putting them together. I hate standing out there and selling the stuff. And quite honestly, I'm the kind of person to where I'd rather just give it away to someone who might enjoy it, because I don't know, I always feel like a little bit guilty charging for something that I'm not going to use anymore. If I don't want it, let me just pass it on and bless someone. And usually that's what we do. We haven't had yard sales in, oh my goodness, probably, well, before we had the kids. And since we've had the kids, we have not had any yard sales until 2 years ago when we started working on the back portion of our home. And we needed to have a little bit of extra money to do some of what we needed to do. So we did have a little yard sale then. The kids kind of managed it for us while we did work here in the house. And then, of course, we had one this weekend. The main reason that we had one, though, was because we've got a big stereo unit we're trying to sell, and also a table and chairs that was my grandmother's that we're trying to sell because we need a little money. We're kind of at a standstill with our house. We haven't been able to do much work at all here lately because we're just depleted of funds. So we thought, well, if we're going to try to sell the stereo and the table anyway, then let's just see if there's any other little items around the house that we can throw out there, and we'll just make a day of it. And we did sell a good bit, but we didn't sell the stereo or the table and the chairs, which is why we had the yard sale to begin with. So we're still stuck with those two big items, but we did get rid of a lot of other little stuff. But I tell you, I'm really guilty about, I will lower the price down way too far, or a couple of people had bought a few things and we threw some free stuff in there with them so they could take it. Because I tell you, I hate to sell stuff at a yard sale, because I would just rather you have it. If it's going to make you happy and it's something that you think that you can use, then by all means. And honestly, if we didn't need the money because of the home construction that we're in the middle of, even this table and chairs or the stereo system, you know, we would just find a good home for it and let somebody have it. And if we found out that there was truly somebody around us in great need that honestly did not have a table and chairs, a stereo is not a great need, but the table and chairs, if we knew that someone didn't have that and was in need and needed a set and honestly just could not afford one, then we still would give them that table and chair, because that's just how we roll around here. So it was kind of awkward, but nonetheless, it was kind of fun just sitting out there as a family. 3 of us stayed out there most of the day. Our daughter had some Valentine stuff to do, so she was able to get away and get to town for a little while. But it was kind of fun sitting out there. You'll probably notice I got a little bit of sun sitting out there. It was a cool day on Saturday. Probably upper 50s, maybe the lower 60s. So it was nice and beautiful. The sun was shining, but when the wind blew, it was pretty chilly out there when the wind blew, but it was nice. It was fun just being able to get out there. I haven't been able to just get outside for a full day probably since back in October. You guys had seen one of the days during the vlogs, I took you out back with me. We were working on the back flower bed, trying to get that all weeded out and taken care of. So we did spend the day outside then, but I really don't think I've been outside too much since then, because the holidays came. We had Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the busyness of that. You guys followed along through Vlogmas, and we were quite busy most days. Few little projects that I was able to do outside, but nothing to speak of. So that was kind of fun, because I am an outdoors kind of person. Who's with me on that one? I don't like to be stuck inside. Matter of fact, if I could do a job as like a landscaper or something like that, I would totally rather do that than sitting inside in an office at a desk all day. I have always been that way. I can remember even being young as a kid, I was always outside, always. I just don't like being trapped indoors. I'd rather be outside experiencing nature and all that good stuff. So that was pretty fun over the weekend. Of course, you know Sundays are extremely busy for us. Probably our busiest day of the week. So by Mondays, we're pretty shot. Mondays are usually a day where we just kind of take it easy. We have school work to do and stuff like that, but we try not to push it too much on Mondays unless we just really have to, because we're so tired. Not really a whole lot else going on around here right now. Got my daughter's SAT scores back. Most of you knew that she was getting ready to take the big test, and she did very well. She is above average for the United States. And however they figure all their averages and all that kind of stuff, however they do that. So she was excited. We were excited about that, because that was a big test for her, because of the fact that we have homeschooled forever. She's never been to a public or private school. We've always done school at home. So she was a little nervous to actually go on campus and take a big test in a classroom with a lot of other students, because she just didn't know any of them. She doesn't go to school with those kids and those particular kids, because our church is so far away. The bulk of the people they spend most of their time with don't go to school here. So she was kind of a little nervous for that, but she did very well. We had no doubt that she would, and we're excited, but that's kind of bittersweet for me. All of you moms who've had kids that either have already graduated and left home or are about to can probably relate to how I feel today. Definitely bittersweet. You know, you're excited about the future and what God has for your kids, and you can't wait to see them become adults that can affect change in their world. But yet at the same time, it's sad to know that they're going to be able to be independent and not need mom and dad so much anymore. And it's kind of one of those transitions to where you try not to think about it a whole lot, because it makes you sad every time you do, but yet it makes you proud all at the same time. So a lot of emotions. She will be graduating May the 13th or 14th, whatever that weekend is. She'll be graduating on Saturday, and I've kind of explained to you guys all of that before. We did a whole Cocoa and Cookies, a couple of different episodes where the kids joined me and talked about all their homeschooling. So because of the way we are doing their classes throughout high school, she will actually have a formal graduation over at the campus who supplies the live streaming that they do here at home. So we're excited. It's over in Pensacola, so we'll have a little weekend away from home, and she'll get to go on campus and do a lot of the stuff with the kids throughout the weekend. They have several different things planned for them, fun activities to do. They'll get to meet the teachers that they've been able to have online and some of the other students, of course, who are graduating with them. I think last year the graduating class was a little over 400, and I'm not sure what the count is yet this year, but somewhere around there. So it's a pretty large graduation ceremony. So we're excited and nervous all at the same time. She has her eyes set on going to college up in Springfield, Missouri. So that's a long way from home. So either we're all going to have to move, or God's just going to have to give me an extra dose of something or other to help me get through that transition. So kind of exciting, bittersweet week that we've had, and just thinking about all that. Another school year is coming rapidly to a close, and things will be a little different next year, that's for sure. She and her brother are so close that I think it'll be a big transition for him too, you know, being here and her being so far from home. But life happens and we grow up and we have to go on, right, you guys? Too bad that it happens that way. Sometimes whenever I think about how people lived way back in the old days, all families just kind of stayed close together, and they all built their houses basically on the same properties, and it was just, you know, there are times that I think it might be kind of good to go back to that, but kids don't always see it that way. They're ready to get on about life and all that. But anyway, I'm very excited and sad at the same time. Just that season of life where things are changing and you realize that you're getting older and all that good stuff. But not really a whole lot on my mind today as far as any big issues that I wanted to discuss. Things have been kind of quiet, which is a good thing, I think. Sometimes I'm not real sure about that. Sometimes the noise of life is almost more comforting than the silent, quiet times. How about you guys? What's happening with all of you? I've noticed that there are several of you who haven't been posting many videos lately, and I've been a little worried about you. A couple of people I've been able to communicate with, and so I know what's going on with them, but then there's another few that have been missing that I'm not sure of. One I've been trying to email and contact on Facebook and Instagram, and just really been trying to get through, and I can't get through, so I have no idea what's happening there. Hope things are okay. You guys let me know. I think it's kind of one of those things that some of us don't think about. I know that I never did before. If you're on YouTube and you make videos quite consistently, you build relationships and people miss you when you're gone. Like I've never really thought about that till recently, whenever several of the people that I like to watch their channels have kind of gone MIA, and I thought, wow, because you just want to know, okay, are they okay? What's going on? Are they just on vacation, or what's happening? And so it kind of got me thinking, maybe, you know, in the future, if we go on vacation or anything like that, it might be a good thing to let people know you're going to be gone for a while, because people really do start to worry about you. It's amazing, because I never thought whenever I started making the videos on YouTube, I just did it because someone, a good friend of mine, Mo, had suggested that I make some videos showing the nail art that I was doing. And so I thought, okay, that'll be kind of fun. So she kind of got the ball rolling. So thank you very much, Miss Mo. And it just kind of blossomed from there. Just different things that I started getting interested in and started making the videos on. And it just kind of grew out of that. And you just never really think that you'll meet people necessarily or have any kind of friendship with people, but I really have. It's been so neat getting to know some of you guys, and so therefore when you go missing from YouTube for a while, people miss you. So in the future, let us know where you're going. We sit around and we worry, is everything okay? And I'll have to try to keep that in mind myself. If I know that there's going to be a week or two that I'm not posting anything, I'll have to try to remember to let you guys know that I'm okay and that maybe we're just on vacation or whatever. It's just kind of neat how all that works, and you get to know certain people and their channels, and there's a few that I like to watch. I have to say, though, I have seen several of you guys doing the shout out videos, and I think that's really neat. And a couple of you have shouted out this video, and I have to say again, a huge thank you. That means so very much to me when you guys do that. I haven't yet done a shout out video, and I'm not so sure that I will, only because there are a lot of channels that I really enjoy, and first of all, I wouldn't want to offend anybody by leaving them out if I happen to not mention them. And second of all, there are a few channels that I really do enjoy, but there is a few elements in the channel that, as a minister, I would not necessarily recommend to other people, and one of those is language. I tell you, some of the channels, you know, to each their own, and it's definitely a different world than when we were growing up. But when we were growing up, it was, you know, if you were a lady, there were just certain words you didn't say and certain ways you didn't behave. And our culture's kind of shifted, and obviously there are a lot of things now that are accepted that just never would have been accepted when I was younger. But I just think that there are sometimes a much better way to state things than having to be vulgar or foul about it. And so because of that, there are some people that, you know, that I enjoy to watch, but some of the videos I have to cut off because, to be quite honest with you, I can't endure all the language. That's not my thing, and it can be quite offensive. So I know everything that we do, you know, some of my stuff on my channel is probably very offensive because I'm very relational with Jesus, and I talk about him a lot and talk about faith a lot, and I know that's offensive to people. So everything we do in life can offend somebody here or there, for sure, no doubt about it. So whenever there are things that I know are a little offensive to me, that's definitely not something that I would want to promote to other people if I know that it's an issue that probably is offensive to a large group of people. So that's how come you guys haven't seen the shout outs coming from this channel. And it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy you, and it doesn't mean I don't enjoy your videos. It just means that I don't know that I want to get in the practice of shouting out things, because somebody may get left out and get their feelings hurt, and I certainly would never want to do that. So anyway, other than that, I don't really think there's a whole lot to necessarily talk about today. For once, I don't really have a lot on my mind to talk about. We've got Real Talk with the Roses will be up for you guys a little later tonight. How many of you have been enjoying that series? I know there's been some of you that have been watching and not necessarily commenting, so I'm not sure how well that's being received or not being received. The views kind of fluctuate. One week they may be up and the next week they may be down. So I haven't yet gotten a feel if that's going to be a series that you guys consistently want to see. But I'm telling you guys, I am having a hard time keeping it short. So I think that's just going to have to be the one video every week that's going to be longer. And, you know, I'm sorry about that. We have worked on trying to keep it down to about 15 or 20 minutes. And it's hard to answer you guys' questions adequately and try to speed through it. It just, you know, we feel like we do an injustice to you guys if we do that, and we don't really, even in 25 or 30 minutes, sometimes you get done and you're like, oh, we could have said this, and there's just not enough time. But we do want to give you the best well-rounded answer that we can. So I think we're just going to have to settle on the fact that Real Talk is just going to be some of our longer videos. And for those of you that just don't have time to watch a long video, we understand, and no hard feelings if you can't tune into that one. But trying to keep breaking it up into two videos to keep them smaller, that's just not working. So that's going to be our longest video of the week every week, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We're having fun with it, whether you guys are or not. But other than that, not really a lot. We got lot of work that we're trying to do as far as cleaning more stuff out of here so that the few things we can do that don't require a huge cash flow, we'll be able to get caught up on that, and one day at a time, right, you guys? That's about all we can do. But let me know what's happening with you guys. Tell me down below anything major happening in your lives. I've noticed that several of the channels are now starting to have a little bit of a chat weekly, so I don't know if you guys have kind of been inspired to start sharing your lives with us a little more, but I do enjoy watching those and try to catch them every chance that I get. It's just neat to be able to catch up with some people that we like to watch on YouTube and just see how they're doing and what their thoughts are on things. So at any rate, I think I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go today. Need to get up and get some stuff going around here and hopefully doctor this little gum up down here and see if we can't knock some of that pain out today. But at any rate, I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you in the next video.